We're ready, are you, for a major theatrical event of the season, Sweeney Todd, a musical thriller.
Tend the tale of Sweeney Todd. His skin was pale and his eye was odd. He shaved the faces of gentlemen who never thereafter were heard of again. He trod a path that few have trod, with Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Quilt Street. He kept a shop in London town, for fancy finds of good renown. And what if none of their souls were saved, they went to their maker and beggarly shave. By Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street.
Every creative activity comes from God, and especially from the inspiration of His Spirit. This Spirit of God must show in that, regardless whether it's a painting or a statuary or a poetry or any artistic work generally, should be the sign of the God, of the divine living in us, in our souls or mind.
The world of Father Damien is a realm where heaven and earth meet, where stone and wood are changed to better reflect the image of the divine, where the painted canvas leads individuals to higher spiritual understanding, where the mysteries of the transcendent one are made manifest to the simplest mind.
I really fell in love with the arts from the very beginning of my consciousness, and it really gave me a lot of peace, because working with art, I continuously feel that I am under the guidance of the Spirit of God, under the guidance of the Holy Spirit. Art not only beautifies your life, but art brings down a great deep of human peace into your mind and into your soul.
Only in retirement has Father Damien had the time to allow his natural artistic talent to flourish. The center and focus of Father Damien's art is always God. The outpouring of beauty that has come from his hands is his way of coming closer to God, and allowing others to see God through his eyes.
Beauty is eternal. St. Augustine says it's so old and so new, because so old and so new because it is the characteristic of God, the Creator himself, that he's beautiful. Yeah. Good, beautiful, and one. So they are the three characteristics we define, you know, what God is.
Seeing Father Damien's art helps one come closer to the divine. The rich beauty of his work stirs each individual to a higher spiritual consciousness and moves each of us farther along in our quest for union with God.
The hidden characteristics of God to pull out through the art, it must be very simple. So I wanted to emphasize all the time simplicity in arts, in simplicity in concept, in simplicity in workmanship, in simplicity in attitude, and simplicity also in understanding, you know, in promoting art, because God is simple. So the only way we can understand just one and simple God through simplicity. And simplicity also builds up another human characteristic in us, the humility, because I don't think that great artists are proud or puffed up or what kind of people. They must be simplicity, because God lives only in the heart of simple people.
I get this letter talking about Mountain View College that offered me the job as the choral director. And I went, Mountain View College, mountain, this is in Dallas. And I'm going, I've been in Dallas for years. I don't know, there's no mountain in Dallas.
Like we opened in 1970 really has no reputation, no identity. No one in the community knew who we were or what we were there for. So I think forging that identity in the community, again, was a very positive experience for all of us.
My first student recollections have to do with the cheerleader squad. We had cheerleaders in the early years. Have not had them for a very long time. But several of the cheerleaders, men and women, went on to do real well. We're still keeping up with some of them. The basketball team was a big thing back in that era.
At that beginning, folks, that beginning was so wonderful. And I remember, I can still smell it. I can remember when Pat Bond, in those days, Pat Yarber, said, come look at our performance hall. And we went walking down this, I mean, nothing was finished on the east side, absolutely nothing. We walked down and walked into what was to become the performance hall. There was this mound of wet, black dirt, and I just said, oh, I can still remember it.
Some of us always considered the tents and trailers to be pretty neat because the people in the trailers had air conditioning, and those of us that were inside the building didn't have any air conditioning, and had to work with jackhammers going and dust flying everywhere. The campus was decorated in a very quote-unquote hip style for the time, and we had very bright colors, and beginning in 1970, in the fall of 1970, it seemed completely normal and appropriate. Now it seems gaudy and strange. The campus was very bare, no trees. To look at it today and to look at the old pictures is quite surprising. My strongest memory of that very first day in 1970 was the faculty members coming together and meeting each other, and I remember they all said to each other how glad they were to have jobs, how fortunate they were to be here at Mountain View College, and how lucky they were to be part of this institution and this organization. And that spirit of happiness to be here lasted a very, very long time, and I think the honeymoon for Mountain View was many years.
Visualize the loss and frustration he and many people felt in losing someone to AIDS. The AIDS Memorial Field now covers well over 12 football fields, and that's like about 13 acres. It weighs about 36 tons. It's just huge. It's 30,899 panels, and that was just as of August, so I'm sure there are many more now. But what's frightening about that and what's so devastating about that is that only represents 11% of people that have died of AIDS. Our Love Now is the theme for today's ceremony, but it's also a theme that's woven into Mountain View's contribution to the AIDS Memorial Quilt. The first panel reflects the love, loss, and healing of the students and staff at Mountain View College, and is dedicated to the memory of John Cowan, and Mountain View art instructor whose self-portrait is represented in the panel. And you'll see him, he's the red man. So that's what we call the painting. It's untitled, but it's John. The second panel is presented by the Mountain View College Community Club. It is presented in honor of the angel babies of Brian's house. And you'll notice that there are no names on the quilt, and that's because we wanted to honor the privacy of the families. But we just want you to know that these babies don't go unnamed in our hearts, and the ones that live on in the struggle with the fight against AIDS are also living here in this community. You might ask us what motivated us to do this today, and we can simply tell you that love don't need a reason.
If your heart always did what a normal heart should do, if you always play a part instead of you really are, then you might just
Chorale. I'm very glad for this day. I'm very proud of all the people who helped put this together. I really believe that the quilt is a visual reminder of our love. It's a visual reminder of those who have passed on. It's a visual reminder of hope. I believe what the chorale does is an audio, a symphonic vision, a symphonic sign of that same hope. And I'm very glad whenever we're able to do these things together. I'd like to remind everyone that, again, this is only a portion of the quilt. On December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, these same panels will be at the Dallas Market Center on Stemmons Freeway to commemorate World AIDS Day. The full chorale, all 200 of us, I hope, will be there on December 1st. So for the opening ceremonies, the display will be there all day Saturday, and also there will be a closing on Sunday. I invite everyone to see this incredible memorial, incredible sign of our hope.
Mountain View's past, present, and future was, is, and will be made possible by innovative ideas and good planning. These are major players in Mountain View College's 46-year success story. To understand this better, let's go back to the beginning. Not that beginning. I meant Mountain View's beginning, 1970. Go forward a bit. No, a bigger bit next time. No, wrong again. Jeez, talk about your pioneer faculty. Sheesh. There it is, 1970, the famous tents and trailers beginning. We've all heard about it. Mountain View College wasn't going to wait and let a construction delay slow it down. No, sir. You know, it might be fair to say that this was probably Mountain View College's first strategic plan. Well, maybe an emergency plan is more accurate. But here's what Dr. Bill J. Priest, the district's first chancellor, said about it in a documentary from 1990.
The contractor found himself overmatched and was unable to complete the college at the time he said he would complete it. We had several thousand students enrolled for a college that was not going to be ready when they showed up. And I reported to the board that we were going to have to delay the opening for several weeks. And one of the board members said, why don't we open in tents and trailers? And it sounded like, ha, 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 yeah, why don't we?
That ha, 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 yeah, why don't we idea seemed silly at first, but now it's the stuff of legend.
One of the most amazing professional experiences I have ever had is the response that all of the players in that kind of a project made. And they came there at 10 in the morning and we had a roll call and everyone was there and they were decision makers. And we just sat there and called shots. What can we do? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? Bing, bing, bing. And in an hour, we made more decisions than you make in a usual year. And there was an overflowing of just exuberance. It was really a great experience.
Wow. Talk about innovative ideas and teamwork. Over 4 decades of ideas and planning and implementing those plans with contributions from everyone. Mountain View has risen to every occasion through the innovations and plans of untold numbers of college family. Now, have all the ideas been winners? Well, there was the Mountain View windmill to generate our own power, and the secret archive door behind the neon painting, early college elementary school, or the ill-fated intruder alert system, seen here being tested by our own Michael Arredondo. None of these quite worked out, but the vast majority of college visions have been winners and have kept us growing and meeting the challenges of the future. Which brings us back to the present.
Mountain View College.
Hold it. If you got here on time this morning, you've already seen this. Let's quickly recap where we are today. Take it away, Mountain View College family.
We had 505 students cross the stage in May, And we should be looking at about a 2% enrollment in all graduates since Summer 2 just finished about a week ago.
I'm so excited about the QEP this semester. Family involvement model, getting our families involved in learning activities, going to make a difference in student success, retention, and persistence.
We were the only school that we know of that were here for midnight registration. So our students could come at any time and get registered up to midnight. Not only could they register, but we had some fun too. So Leo the Lion was there, musicians were there, food was there. We had lots of fun.
We inspire student success.
Hi, world. We have the only OTA program in the Metroplex.
60 early college high school students graduated with their associates last May.
There's no secret, the MVC family is the best in the district.
We have no data to support this claim, but if Jeff said it, it has to be true.
We are exploring new ways to engage students and the community.
Here, now sing it.
We're exploring new ways to engage students and the community.
So, here in the present, we can say we're sailing along rather well, thanks to all of you.
5, 4, 3, 2, fire.
But what about the future? Now, before we discuss that, just for grins, let's check out Mountain View College when it hits 100 years old. Go forward 54 years, time camera, 2070. Doesn't look that different. Kind of disappointing. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. Wow. Now we're talking. Gotta love those STEM grants. I guess the sky's really the limit, huh? Sorry, forgive me. But it's really the next few years that we'll need to think about now. We're going to have some space issues. Not this space, this space. The dreaded budget cuts. We're going to see an increase in both our enrollment and more high school students. How do we continue with our overall enrollment growth? We have to stay current technologically. We have to make the best use of our resources. How do we improve retention and success in a constantly changing world? So, brush up on those value statements, our mission statement, and put on your Mountain View College thinking caps. Because you are the source for the next great ideas. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. Because our Lunar Extension Campus is not going to build itself.
Randy's on the prowl again. Come get him.
The second greatest thrill in flying is the takeoff. The first greatest thrill in flying is the landing.
Hey, Ella, thanks for the idea about the rocket.
You're so welcome.
You don't like cameras, do you?
Get the ribbon!
Walk over. It's so crazy, it's funny. All right, let's do it again.
How many artists from America fill these bins? Barbra Streisand, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen. And I went through the bins looking and looking. I became curious about one name in particular. And I didn't see it. Now I had one of two choices. Either the artist was so popular that they sold out, or something was amiss. So I went to the lady and I said, "Excuse me, but tell me, I've been looking for your bin. Do you have any records by Harry Belafonte?" And she was sitting on, I'll never forget, a high stool. She had a straw hat. She was fleeting through a local paper. And she looked at me a moment and she said, who? And I said, Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte. Mm-hmm. You know something, son? A lot of people come in off the boat all the time asking for that man. But I think he long time dead.
What are your thoughts? I see.
Mountain View. Mountain View. Mountain View. Mountain View.
Mr. Muse! What is that you're saying?
Give it all to Mountain View.
Yes, sir. You can count on us. But Mountain View, sir?
Make sure my worthless grandson and granddaughter don't get any part of my estate.
But, sir, we need to know. Where is Mountain View?
Give it all to Stan and the good old boys at Mountain.
Mr. Muse! Where is Mountain View?
It's no good. Mr. Muse is gone.
You do know what this means, right?
What?
Some place called Mountain View just inherited $997 million. That's practically more than I can put on a calculator.
So what's next?
Well, after we get rid of this geezer, we'll just jump on Google and see if we can find this place called Mountain View.
left, left bound, peace. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left.
Halt!
Who goes there?
We would like to speak to the register.
The college is closed today.
That's right, it's closed.
We're having a big powwow today, and if you want to register, come back next week.
Next week, not today.
We're not students, but we need to see the registrar in a big hurry.
Well, nobody goes here without the proper password.
Nobody!
Password. We don't know any password. By the way, what's going on in there anyways?
Well, I'm not supposed to say, but it's really, really important.
He's not supposed to tell you.
Well, we know how important your security is to you, and we want to make sure it never lacks.
Sax, sax, you said sax. That is the correct password. Sax, sax, sax. That is the correct password. You may pass. You may pass.
Now here are the sax shakers. Yeah. Now it's very important that tomorrow you demonstrate to all the sax folks you see how the sax shakers work. Tell them that all the students are going to have a sax shaker in their quality enhancement kit. All our students are going to have sax appeal.
Excuse me, sir, but what exactly is everybody getting ready for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, the sax team is going to be on campus. Now, the team that'll be here tomorrow is going to be dealing with student accessibility to administrators. Mm-hmm. Would you like to see a little sample?
That would be great.
President Zamora, up here.
Hi. I'm Felix Zamora, the president of the college. How can I help you?
Wow, yes, sir. We need to see the registrar.
Not a problem. Glenda, up here.
May I help you?
We're looking for a person who might have been a student here at the beginning of Mountain View's history.
Unfortunately, about 10 years ago, there were 2 unidentified men that went down in the archives and took all the records. There are still 4 original pioneers that were here from the very beginning when the college opened. But 3 of them are so broken down. There is one, however, that might be able to help you. Jeff, where's Charles?
I think he's still down in the Sax Happy Lab. Heather, these folks are looking for a little Wikimania.
He'll be finished in a minute. Hi, and welcome to the Sax Happy Lounge. Do you all need your Sax attitude adjusted?
Well, we really don't know what sax is, but we would like to see what you're doing in your lab.
Well, inside, our participants engage in a series of workshops and relaxation techniques. It's to make sure that everyone at Mountain View is happy with a smile on their face every day, ready for the sax team. Oh wait, here comes Charlie now.
Hey, that was pretty funny. Hey, Charlie. These folks are looking for a student who was here maybe in the first year or 2.
His name was Howard Hughes.
I remember Martha Mears. Mary Bell Mears. Wow, it was hard to teach when she was in class. Howard Mears. He was not in my class, or I would have remembered him if he would have been.
Well, what about the other pioneers? Would any of them remember him?
Pioneers? There's only 4 of them still standing.
What about a teacher named Stan?
Oh, there was a Stan Fulton.
This is not looking good.
I'm not sure that anybody can tell you for absolutely certain that Howard Hughes was a student here.
Do you mind if we look in the lab?
Oh, it would be my pleasure. Follow me, but be sure, leave all negativity behind. Hi, everybody. We've got some guests. I want you all to meet Mr. Willie Neal.
Hello, come on in. Welcome to Mountain View Sax Happy Lab. I would like for you to meet Marcy and Quentin. They are working on the contents of the latest version of the Quality Enhancement Kit for faculty members. It is a part of our Sax accreditation effort.
This year we have a couple of neat additions to the kit, including these QEP glasses. They help each instructor see each student as bright, eager, and hardworking. It's a real necessity for those 8 a.m. classes.
Another great addition are these QEP pills. Take one and the quality of your teaching increases 100%. Of course, they're completely natural and non-habit forming.
That's amazing.
Say, are you folks interested in creating your own Sax Happy Lab?
Our main focus is to see if we can find a student that was around here in 1970. We've heard that the records from that time have been destroyed.
Yes, and that's a shame. The only place we might find some information is in the Mountain View archives. The man you really want to talk to is Fred Taylor. He often goes into the archives to use the incinerator.
Well, guess this is the end of our journey. Let's do or die.
I hope we find what we need down here.
Stop! Stop! Whatever you do, I'm so glad we caught you in time. Don't go into Sachs hell.
Brandy and I are the two guys that went into Sachs hell 10 years ago.
Hey, you've convinced us. No sacks held, no matter what.
Thank you so very much. Salvation.
All right, if you're determined to go into the archives, stand back. I've got the key.
Excuse me, sir. Are you Fred Taylor?
No, Fred Taylor sent me down here. He's working on the Sachs report for tomorrow. He sent me down here to throw this pile of garbage in the incinerator. He didn't tell me how spooky it was in here, though.
Are these the archives?
Well, yes, what's left of them. I'm surprised to see you folks here. Most Mountain View folks wouldn't come near the archives.
We're looking for any student records you might have from the first 2 years of Mountain View's history.
Well, I'm told the records used to be here. Till a couple of boys about 10 years ago took them down to Sachs Hill.
Please don't you go into the archive. Please don't you go into the archive. Don't you go. Don't you go into the archive. Into the archive. Don't you go. Don't you go into the archive. Into the archives. In the Mountain View archives.
Sachs hell! They got spiders and everything down here. Hey, come on, don't be such a wuss. Come on.
I gotta have that purse!
There's a light switch right over there.
I am the queen of Sachs hell.
Oh, Randy, look at that!
Recommendations.
When they came back, they boarded it all up. I imagine you folks have come to the end of your search.
We really wanted to see those files, but I see you're busy and we're gonna just go ahead and pass on Sachs Hill today.
Young man, that's the best decision you've ever made.
And it's too bad. School really deserves the money. It could have been the richest school in America.
It was sure nice to have you folks visit Mountain View. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Kiva profiles Pete Coatney, Mountain View math major by day, rock drummer for the Martyrs by night.
We formed this band, Room Full of Martyrs, 3 years ago. We added a keyboard player 2 years ago, and we've been writing and recording and videoing and producing our own material that whole time. I enjoy the performance aspect, and I enjoy the creative aspect of being able to sit down and produce something and know that it's something that's original that I've done, something that's unique maybe in a way, and I can look back on it after it's on tape or on video and say that I had a hand in producing that and creating that. I enjoy Mountain View College quite a bit. I've gotten to know quite a few of the teachers here, and I find them very personable, easy to get along with, usually very willing to talk to you and help you out with whatever you need, and not necessarily only in their class curriculum, maybe in other areas also.
The band's schedule is a busy one, and Pete can't think of a better way to spend his summer vacation than to be playing the drums for the Martyrs, but he still looks forward to this school year as well.
Yeah, summer was great. It's great to be back at Mountain View. I've been here off and on for a couple of years, studying and taking part-time classes, and it's enjoyable. It's great to be back.